Preservation Buffalo Niagara joined Buffalo Common Councilman Mitch Nowakowski today to announce the launch of a new initiative called Save Our Sacred Sites.
The goal is to save what they're calling at-risk churches in Buffalo that are being closed by the Catholic Diocese. Councilman Nowakowski joins us now to talk more about this push. Mitch, thank you so much for coming in this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
So as we mentioned, you were there this afternoon for this press conference. First, tell us a little bit about what this campaign is about.
So the first is to save Our Lady of Perpetual Help in the Old First Ward to stay open as a church. Because this decision, I mean, we're talking about the Old First Ward, which is a very tight-knit, old, historic neighborhood, and they can get a congregation of 75 to 100 people there in 2 seconds flat that walk there. My constituents walked to this press conference, and they're the part of the parish council that recoups and raises money to restore this church to stay a beautiful historic structure. But the second is really teaming up with PBN, which is Preservation Buffalo Niagara, to landmark these structures, because once you landmark a structure in a historic church, it opens it up to tax incentives for a potential redevelopment there. Because let's face it, it's a church. What's the adaptive reuse for these churches? It's not going to be retail. It's not going to be a lot of uses. Usually they're used if they can be converted into housing.
All right, so this would be the first essentially official pushback on behalf of really any organization against the diocese, because the diocese is looking to liquidate as much as possible to cover its bankruptcy, to cover the $100 million lawsuit as a result of the priest's sex abuse scandal. All of that we've been going through for the past couple of weeks. We cover it almost every night. So this would effectively, just in this case, just this particular church, right? Our Lady of Perpetual Help. It's on the chopping block now. Moving it into historical status, could that save it?
It could, in a potential, in an aspect that it could, alleviate or not encourage a buyer to take it. But let's face it, Dave, have been dealing with this for a long time, and the failure of the diocese to really take care of these claims has now put the community in free-for-all. And now, we don't tax churches, we don't collect taxes and revenues, but they're in bankruptcy so that their assets are being dispersed. And what I'm trying to say is, it's more than numbers on a piece of paper and a spreadsheet. Churches have a social responsibility to the neighborhood and their congregants.
When it comes to the local landmark process, how does that work? I mean, I think there's, 15 churches in Buffalo that face closure. Things are kind of moving quickly. Yeah. Do they have time to reach this local landmark status? Then
that's a good question, because this cake was baked. I mean, they knew what they were doing really quick so that people couldn't really react in real time. And so for a landmark application to happen, somebody has to apply. PBN will be applying, and they have to meet a historical threshold. It goes to the planning board, and then once the planning board gives an affirmative or an approval from committee, it goes to council for a hearing and an approval. I will be and can and have the authority under the charter to approve the landmarks by the Common Council in its entirety in my district, and I will be doing that. And not only is it just to protect the local churches, but also make sure that if these are liquidated and sold, that they remain historic, that they remain preserved, and it opens up tax breaks and tax incentives, not breaks, but incentives for a potential adaptive reuse, because these are large, huge, historic structures, and it's costly, and it's going to need money up front.
And just to remind folks of the timeline that they're working in now, the diocese, including tonight, has been, over the past couple of weeks, going to different parish families, different areas, and basically saying these are the presentations, these are the proposals that will close, these are the parishes that are basically on the chopping block, this is how they'll merge. They have until July 15th to argue that, and then expected the decision, the final decision from the diocese is September 1st. Have you received any kind of feedback from the diocese about whether they would maybe join you in this? Because it would almost seem like they would want their status of these buildings to be elevated to a historical structure. Have you received any feedback from them?
Good question, because it's actually when I had previously landmarked a few other structures in my district on the east side of Buffalo, I really didn't get a good warm welcoming from them, from the diocese. But the second is really that this is a real estate transaction, and really the diocese has been opaque. It's been hard to read. They render a decision, they make it moving, and they keep it going. And that's just not how I'm built or operated when we're talking about places of worship that serve the community and have a real social impact to residents.
Mitch, our time is short. While we still have you here, let's talk about another initiative you're pushing, office spaces into really living spaces. Tell us a little bit about this.
So adaptive reuse. So we have 20,000 less people going to work in downtown Buffalo because COVID changed everything. People are working from home, and the only way we're going to save downtown Buffalo is have people living there and make it a neighborhood. You travel around the world, you go to cities across the country, strong urban dense cores are socioeconomically diverse, people live there, and the municipalities are making a ton of money off of sales tax revenue, entertainment, you name it. We need to make sure people are living in downtown Buffalo, and we need to convert these office spaces to do it, and the governor in her budget was able to provide New York City relief for their conversions as well. We're looking for the same.
I'm glad you talked about that funding, because I am curious about whether there is funding either from the state taxpayers or from other developers. You look at an example like the Statler, for example, Douglas Jamal putting a tremendous amount of resources and money into the rehabilitation of that massive building, but it's really stalled over the years. So how do you get over a hump with something like that? That also has that historical status too.
Yeah, and I've talked to local developers that basically said, look, what about folks and developers that aren't billionaires? I mean, we need cash up front because construction costs has skyrocketed. So their large portion of the developing community wants to do the conversions. They need some money up front to get it going, because when you're taking office spaces or churches and then completely adaptively reusing them, it's a lot of work.
Before we let you go, about how many vacancies are there in Buffalo?
I mean, about 20,000. I mean, I don't know the square footage, but about 20,000 workers are not going, and they're not buying coffee, they're not going to entertainment, and they're not having foot traffic.
The economic impact of that is still being felt and likely will be felt for years. Anytime you take tens of thousands of people who regularly go to a place and then they no longer do, that's going to have an impact. So best of luck to the city to try to recoup some of that lost revenue.
And also, it's the world we live in. In the world we evolve, we need to evolve with it.
All right, Buffalo Common Councilman Mitch Nowakowski, you're certainly very busy. Thank you so much for taking the time to come in.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks.